Alright, so I read up online, well, not about spoilers, but there are 6 endings. I've done 5, so that means the red door is the last one. Just gotta go for the red door.
Stanley decided to go to the staff lounge to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself.
Screw you, narrator. You don't have any choice in the matter. I listened to the lady. She told me to quit, and I didn't. Actually, I did, but a bit late. I expected it to put me to the main menu, but instead it straight up closed the program, so I didn't get to say anything after I hit quit. It probably wasn't the best way to end it, but whatever.
And walked back in the right
Screw
direction.
yo, open doors, kid.
Yeah,
I'm so bad at following directions. How am I not fired? Nobody wants anything to do with me. Suck my dick. I'm the narrator.
No one wanted to be around someone as bad at listening as him. And since he was walking into the middle of nowhere and thus ruining the entire story, Stanley decided that he would
give himself a cake.
So when he came to the elevator and the doors opened, he stepped inside
and pushed the button to go down, because that's where the cake room is. Yippee! Oh, Stanley.
You know, you really aren't going anywhere, and I don't say that deceitfully. I truthfully mean that there isn't a story down here.
Yeah, there are. There's
the story
2
was back
endings.
up where I told you to go in the first place. Right now, you're just running around looking at empty halls. And frankly, that's perhaps even more infuriating for me. So why don't you throw me a bone? Give me a chance and just let me tell the story I want to tell.
Alright, I'll give you a bone. First, I'm gonna screw with you a little bit, though.
Now listen carefully. This is important.
Not listening.
Aha. Perhaps you misunderstood.
You didn't explain
Stanley
anything.
walked
Alright,
through
fine.
the red door.
Oh.
Good, good. Now, if you don't mind, there's something I'd like to show you. But to do that, I think it would be best for us to start from the beginning.
The Stanley Parable.
This is a very sad story
Aww.
about the death of a man named Stanley.
I don't want to die.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. His job, pushing buttons, demanded little of him, so there was not much of himself to give. And in this way, Stanley's job felt less and less like his every day.
Oh, B.
But if buttons need pushing one day, it means they'll need pushing the next, and then the next. So, without question or judgment, Stanley continued to do what the screen told him.
P.
One keystroke flowed into another keystroke, flowed into
I hit
his
P
ride
like
home,
4 times.
flowed into dinner, flowed
J.
into
I hit
picking
J.
up, flowed into going to work, and here he was again. Stanley was typing out a complete sentence that said absolutely nothing at all. If in reality no one ever actually disappeared from the office, and Stanley never got the opportunity to make a decision, to choose which path he wanted to take, would his life still have any meaning? Perhaps when we long for something deeply enough, these hopes and fantasies become so strong in our minds that we truly believe that we're there, controlling that person and living that adventure. To manipulate your own thoughts and emotions might mean freedom from a self-imposed prison, but these delusions can be fatal to those who can't.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I flipped the switch to make myself be happy.
If that door never opened, if I'll never be able to walk away from those people and from these buttons, is this life still worth experiencing?
Please question nothing.
Am I actually happy?
No, you're not.
Stanley answered this question by pushing a button.
Oh, please
Then
die.
he pushed a button, and then he pushed a button. Then he pushed a button. Then he pushed a button.
What? You see, I get what they're trying to say here. If you're only happy Jack! 1 sec. Some kid, they were playing football, and apparently the ball went into our yard, and he knocked on the door to ask me, well, because I'm the only one home at the moment. Yo, can I get my ball? And I'm like, dude, go for it. And then I saw him hop the fence and grab the ball, and he left. It's like, That happened to me a lot as a kid, but I just kind of like hopped the fence and grabbed the ball. You know, I never thought about asking. It kind of seems nice and considerate. I wish I would have said thanks for being nice and considerate, bro. But, you know. But what was I saying? It was something deep and philosophical. Oh, yeah. So that's why, in the one ending where you flip the switch to activate the machine, I wasn't trying to be controlling. Like, he was like, Stanley, you really wanted power. You nuke. No, that's stupid. He was saying, but was Stanley actually really happy, knowing that he was just pushing buttons and was forced to be happy? You see, in that kind of situation, you know what? Screw it. Just flip the switch, and then you will, like, cause a chemical reaction to make you happy. You are forced to be happy, no matter what you're doing. That'd be pretty sweet. But would you be okay with the fact that you know you just flipped the switch to make you happy? Like, no matter what happens in life, you're just happy? I mean, I get what they're trying to say here. But, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of wish there were more endings. Or at least that each ending was more definitive. You know what I mean? Alright, well that was Stanley Parable. Yeah, I'm done here.